Today's episode is brought to you by our lead sponsor, Crew.
In a special episode of The Pour Over today, we're diving into American views on the war between Russia and Ukraine, including where former President Trump and VP Harris stand. This is the fourth episode of our election collection designed to help us grow in understanding and compassion on key 2024 election topics. On February 24th, 2022, Russia's President Putin ordered 200,000 soldiers into neighboring Ukraine in the largest European invasion since World War II. The two countries have a complicated history. Ukraine became fully independent when the Soviet Union dissolved in 1991 and later lost control of the Crimean Peninsula, a historically contested territory in southern Ukraine, to a Russian invasion in 2014. After that, Ukraine increasingly sought NATO membership, a military alliance that includes the US, Canada, and many European nations, angering Russia. In early 2022, Russia quickly captured land and closed in on Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, but 9 months into the war, Ukraine had repelled the attack on Kyiv and recaptured some land. In August 2024, after a year of relatively few changes to battle lines, Ukraine made a surprise invasion of Russia, capturing nearly 500 square miles and a number of small towns in Russia's Kursk region. There continues to be widespread condemnation of Russia's invasion of Ukraine by the United States, but much less unity over what role, if any, Uncle Sam should have in financing Ukraine's resistance. So far, Congress has passed 5 bills appropriating $174.8 billion of aid in response to the war in Ukraine. The majority, $117.4 billion, is for weapons, equipment, and other military aid, while the rest, $57.4 billion, is for economic and humanitarian aid. We'll be back with what Republicans and Democrats say after a quick break.
With over 1,000 translations and every type of decorative edition, it's easy to forget how many people can't even get their hands on a single copy of the Bible in their native language. This is why we've partnered with Crew. Crew has missionaries in almost every country, but they need more Bibles. One missionary said, "I have never seen such a thirst for the Word of God in my country. Let's quench that thirst." For just $24 a month, you can provide 3 people with Bibles every month. As a bonus, Crew will provide meals to 12 hungry individuals through their humanitarian ministry and send you a free TPO coffee mug. Simply text TPO to 71326 or visit give.crew.org/TPO. Again, that's texting TPO to 71326 or give.cru.org/TPO. Message and data rates may apply. Available to U.S. addresses only.
Democrats generally believe the U.S. should financially support Ukraine's effort to regain lost territory, even if it means a prolonged and expensive conflict. Many feel America has a moral obligation to support Ukraine's defense against the larger authoritarian Russian force. The Republican Party is split. A majority believe the government is overspending on the war in Ukraine and should instead prioritize issues in the U.S., like the southern border and economy. A minority favor supporting the war because they believe the U.S. is safest when it has a strong presence abroad. War is a heavy burden that impresses upon us the world's need for restoration. Jesus came to bear the burden of sin, lighten our load, and restore our world. Pray that those burdened by war would experience that restoration and glorify the Messiah, Jesus. Matthew 11:28-30 says, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, because I am lowly and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." And now, candidate stances. Former President Trump considers the amount of U.S. support for Ukraine excessive. He pledged to cut support to Ukraine and end the war within 24 hours if re-elected, and has criticized European countries for not spending more to defend Ukraine. Vice President Harris believes the U.S. should continue to support Ukraine financially. She has been a vocal critic of Russian President Putin over the war and the death of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. She met with Ukrainian President Zelensky in June 2024, announcing $1.5 billion in fresh humanitarian aid. That's all we have for today. Thanks so much for listening. If you're listening on the Apple Podcast app, give us a 5-star rating and drop a review. If you're listening on Spotify, give us a follow and hit the notification bell to never miss a new episode. We appreciate your support and hope you have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow with the regular news.
Hey, it's Kathleen, head of content at The Pour Over. I wanted to share our marketing plan for The Pour Over today with you. Okay, it is you. Yep. You listening right now, you're who we want to inspire to grow this podcast. So if you want to see more Christians have healthy relationships with the news in this super mild, nothing crazy happening at all election year, would you share The Pour Over today with your friends, family, small group, next door neighbors, people in the checkout line at the grocery store, whoever? It would mean a lot to us. Thanks for being a listener.